Wow, what an amazing day you had today. You must be very tired after your adventure with those bears. What? You don't remember? It must be because of that letter I sent. Let me tell you about it. I was going to post a letter I found, but didn't have a stamp. So you said, "Don't worry, I know where stamps come from," and off you went to the woods. When you got to the woods, you walked around for a long time looking for the post office, but you couldn't find it anywhere. After a lot of walking around, you met a bear. "Excuse me, Mr. Bear, could you give me directions to the post office, please? Thank you very much." The bear said, "Okay, no problem, follow me, but you'll have to be quick." And he ran very fast to the woods, leading you to the post office, and you had to run very fast just to keep up with them. As you're both running, the bear kept saying, "Ow, ow, ow," as if he were in pain. "Excuse me, Mr. Bear, why do you keep saying ow, ow, ow?" "It's my foot," said the bear. "I've got a bramble thorn stuck in it, and I can't pull it out because my paws are too big and clumsy." He stopped to show you his paws, and then he showed you his foot, and you could see the thorn sticking out. "I've got little hands," you told the bear. "Maybe I can pull it out." You pulled out that thorn with all your strength, but it was stuck fast. You pulled some more, and you pulled and you pulled, and you huffed and you puffed, and you blew the house down. Hang on, that's a different story. You didn't blow the house down. You pulled on that thorn with all your strength, and suddenly it came, and the bear said, "Oh, that feels so much better. Thank you so much. Let me shake your hand." And the bear shook your hand and said, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you." And when you finished shaking your head and saying, "Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you," you looked down at your hand and you found there was a black mark on it. And you said, "What's this black mark on my hand?" "That," said the bear, "is the mark of a bear clan. Because you helped me, I gave you that mark, and it makes you an honorary bear, and that mark is proof so that all the bears will know that you're our friend." You thought to yourself, "I hope this bear, and all he gave me was a dirty hand. That's not very good." But because you're such a nice, polite person, you didn't say that. You said, "Oh, thank you very much." Suddenly the bear ran off saying, "Come on, I'll take you to the post office, all right?" So you didn't know why he was in such a hurry, but you followed him as fast as you could. When you got to the post office, you said goodbye to the bear, and then you said to the very old lady behind the counter, "Excuse me, can you tell me where I can get a stamp?" The old lady immediately fell off her chair in surprise. "A stamp," she said, getting up and still looking shocked. "I've worked in this post office for 50 years, and no one's ever asked for a stamp before." And she called across to another old lady, "Beryl." "Yes," said Beryl, "what is it?" "This child here wants to know where to get a stamp." "A stamp," said Beryl, and she fell off her chair too. She got up, but she too looked very shocked. "Goodness me, what a funny question. Well, I never. Let me see now. The only place I know where you can get a stamp is the magic stamp tree that grows in the highest peak of the Rocky Mountains Park in America." "America," you said. "How can I ever get to America?" "Oh, that's easy," said Beryl. "There's a post office after all. Just get in a box and post yourself to America." So that's what you did. You got into a box and posted yourself to America. When you got to America, you got out of the box and found yourself in New York City. And there was a telegraph pole in front of you, and on that pole was a wanted poster, and it read, "Wanted, dead or alive, for robbing banks and eating children's pants. Johnny McBear, reward 3 pence." And underneath was a picture of a fearsome looking grizzly bear. And just at that moment, that grizzly bear ran past you to chase a policeman. You thought about chasing after Johnny McBear too. Maybe that policeman needed help, but you had to get some stamps, and besides, 3 pence wasn't a very good reward. In fact, it was really rubbish. So you walked around New York City for a while until you saw a big rabbit, and as a tall man standing on a street corner, and you asked it for direction. "Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit, can you tell me the way to the Rocky Mountains, please? Thank you very much." "Oh, sure thing, kid," said the rabbit. "That's easy peasy. Go down that street there, turn left, turn left, left, right, 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 left, then right again. Or was it left? No, I think it was right the first time. It's the right, sure enough. Anyway, yeah, you can't miss it. Have a nice day." "Thank you," you said, and you followed that tall rabbit's directions, and sure enough, you were soon standing at the foot of the Rocky Mountains. You looked at them, but it was difficult to see from down there which the peak was the highest peak. You turned around, and for someone to ask, you were surprised to find the tall rabbit was standing right behind you. "Oh, hello again," you said. "Do you happen to know which of those peaks is the highest peak of the Rocky Mountains, please, and thank you very much?" "Oh, sure thing, kid. You see that peak right there?" said the tall rabbit, pointing. "Yeah," you said. "Well, that ain't. Do you see that one there? Said the rabbit. Yeah. Well, that one ain't either. Do you see that really high peak way, way, way over there? The one with all the snow on it? Yes, she said. Well, that one ain't either. Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit, you said. Perhaps there's a misunderstanding. I wanted to know which peak was the highest peak, not which peak wasn't the highest peak. Oh, said the rabbit. Sorry, partner, my mistake. The highest peak of the Rocky Mountains, let's see here. That one would be over there. Thank you, Mr. Rabbit, you said, and you went up into the Rocky Mountains. You climbed the highest peak, and there at the top you saw a tree, the magic stamp tree. And hanging from the tree were hundreds of stamps, just like apples hung from an apple tree, or oranges hung from an orange tree, or toilets hung from a toilet tree. And you reached up to pick up a stamp, but it was too high. You couldn't reach. You tried to jump up, but it was still too high. You turned around looking for someone to ask for help and were surprised to see that tall rabbit standing right behind you again. Excuse me, Mr. Rabbit. Before you said anything else, the rabbit roared, "Arr!" And the rabbit mask fell off. And under its mask, you saw it really wasn't a rabbit at all. It was a bear, Johnny McBear, the dangerous criminal from the wanted poster. Johnny McBear raised his claws and roared again and then came forward to attack you. No, you cried, and you put up your hands like this. No, don't eat my pants. And suddenly the bear stopped still. He looked at your hand, the hand with the black mark on it, and he said, well, I'll be, gosh darn it, if you ain't a member of the Bear Clan. Put it here, partner, and he shook your hand. Don't worry, I ain't going to eat your pants. Well, you're as much of a bear as I am. Pleased to meet you, partner. My name's Tommy McBear. Tommy McBear, you said. Don't you mean Johnny McBear? No, sirree, said Tommy McBear. Johnny's my twin brother. He's a wanted criminal. Why, all the police in the country are chasing Johnny, and I look just like him, so they think I am him. And they're chasing me too. That's why I'm disguised as a rabbit. Oh, I see, you said. And then he said, excuse me, Mr. Rabbit, would you mind lifting me up so that I can reach a stamp from the magic stamp tree? Sure thing. It'd be my pleasure, said the bear, and he lifted you up and you picked up a stamp. You looked down at the stamp, and on that stamp was a picture of the queen with a crown on her head. But it looked a bit funny. You passed it down to the bear and you said, does this stamp look a bit funny to you, Mr. McBear? Why, the queen's only 3 years old, said the bear. That ain't no good. What should I do? He said. Don't worry, partner. It just means the stamp ain't ripe yet. Pick another one. How about that one over there? So you picked another stamp, and this one had a picture of the wrinkly old queen on it, so that was all right. Thank you, Mr. McBear, you said. You're welcome, partner, said Tommy McBear. Anytime you come to America, you be sure to come and visit me. You know my address, Tommy McBear, the Rocky Mountains, America. I will, you said, and then you walked back down the mountains, went to New York, got in a box, and posted yourself back home. I don't suppose you can remember anything about it, can you? If I still had that stamp you gave me, I'd show it to you to prove it all happened, just like I said it did. But when you gave me that stamp, I used it to post a letter. You asked, who are you writing to? And I said, I'm writing my friend Tommy in America. And I showed you the address on the envelope, which was to Tommy McBear, the Rocky Mountains, America. And when you saw the address, you were so surprised that you fell over and hit your head on the chair. I suppose it was the bonk on your head that made you forget all about what happened today, meeting those bears and going to the Rocky Mountains and picking that stamp up from the magic stamp tree. You really went through a lot of trouble to get me that stamp. It just shows to show what a nice, kind person that you really are. I'd like to show my appreciation by shaking your hand and by patting you on the back and by saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well done for you. 3 cheers for you. Hip, hip, hooray. And I'll see you on Monday.